Hi Luli and Nani, this is your lesson 4, fossil locations. For your vocabulary you have some words. One of them is cluster, which means a group of things. Then we have another word which is estimate. It means to make judgments or opinions. It's like trying to guess something. Um, for example, if I see you girls eating cookies, I could guess, oh, I estimate that you're going to be eating 4 cookies. I'm trying to make an assumption, an opinion. Identify means to name something. Mastodon, it's a large animal that it's extinct. It was larger than an elephant. Then prohibit, to prevent from doing something. Shale, it's a type of rock, and it's made from dry clay, and it breaks easier than other rocks. Then similar means something that it's like something else. Then site, place where something is located, and unearth means to discover or to dig something up from the earth, from the ground. Some places are famous because of a lot of fossils have been found there. But really you could find fossils almost everywhere near your home and don't know it, but you would have to dig, and you can't dig everywhere. Certain deposits of fossils are known because they found a certain type of fossil or animal or plant for the first time, or because they have a great variety. But really, as I told you before, they are everywhere. I'm gonna tell you some examples of places where they found different types of fossils, and they are famous for a reason. In Massachusetts, many dinosaur tracks were discovered. Tracks are like the print, the mark that the paws of a dinosaur leave or another animal. For example, if you have a dog and they walk on mud, they're going to leave a track of their paws. It's the same. They found those tracks and just dinosaur like stepped on the mud, and then those prints later become stone. In the Gobi Desert of Mongolia, between China and Russia, they found dinosaur eggs fossils where some of them even had tiny dinosaur skeletons inside. And before this discovery, people didn't knew that dinosaur laid eggs. That's one of my favorites. In Floristan, Colorado, many species of plants and animals were found. Insects, birds, fish skeletons, leaves, nuts, and blossoms, all covered in layers of rock formed from volcanoes. Then they found near the Baltic Sea in Europe, they found a deposit of original remains made from amber. Remember that original remains means that the actual animal, it's there. It's just that something else preserved it from decay. In this case, amber. And the interesting part about this specific site is that they found a lot of variety. They found insects from all over the earth in one place. Then we have the Cumberland Bone Cave in Maryland and contains bones from hundreds of animals. Again, scientists found animals from different climates that they shouldn't be together, but they were together in one place. In Sicily, they found large hippopotamus bone fossils beds. Then in Nebraska, they found a layer of rock containing thousands and thousands of unusual animal fossils. And that's called a bone bed because that's a lot of bones. Then near the Green River in Wyoming, they found fossilized bones from animals larger than the elephants, and they think those were mastodons. And one of the most known places, it's in Los Angeles, California, and it's La Brea tar pits. Tar pits, it's like this black thick substance, okay? And that tar most of the time makes bubbles, okay? And then people observe that when it made bubbles, sometimes bones would come up. So they started to investigate, and then they realized that they were fossils. They started digging and they found complete animal skeletons. More than 200 kinds of animals and plants were identified. They found saber-toothed tigers, giant wolves, sloths, mastodons, short-faced bears, even horses. Also, um, in the Lena River in Siberia, they have found mammoths and along the coast of Alaska. Some people estimate that as many as 5 million mammoth remains are still buried in the permafrost. Permafrost, it's the ice that never melts. Um, petrified, petrified wood can be found in many places. The Yellowstone Park has some deposits, and it's also one of the most famous places for petrified wood would be the Petrified Forest National Park in Arizona, and there you can find great clusters or great groups of petrified logs. Then you can also find petrified bones, tusks with that's like that kind of teeth that the elephants have in their face, and teeth from mammoths and mastodons that have been found in Alaska, where they were building the Alaska pipeline in the 70s. They unearthed millions and millions of these fossils. They kept coming up. Coal fossils have been found near coal deposits, and that's because coal it's a fossil. The coal that they use as fuel, it's a fossil. That's why people call oil and coal fossil fuels, because they are fossils. What you're using for your car, for your dad or mom car to work, that's a type of fossil because oil is made from fossils. So that's why we shouldn't actually use them, because those fossils are going to end in a moment. They are not infinite. And you know that those fossils take a long, long, long time to make. So if we use all of the fossils of the earth, then we are done, and we're on our way. So the most important thing we could do is stop using fossil fuels and use something else as fuel, because fossils are going to end in a moment. They are not infinite. We should use something that doesn't end, like solar energy, for example. As I was telling you, probably there are fossils near you, and if you find one, you can keep it. But where would you look for fossils? It has to be somewhere that you could dig. If you wanted, for example, to look for fossils in the homeschool, that would be crazy because we wouldn't let you dig, because that's not our house. So you have to look in somewhere where you can dig. Normally, you could find them in rocky areas or along streams, along little rivers, or in a construction site. And some types of rocks are more likely to contain fossils, like limestone, shale, and sandstone, because those are sediments of mud, clay, and sand that became stone. So you would have to look in those type of rocks. Also, there are some places where a type of animal it's more common than the other. If you want to look for mammoths, probably you should look in the permafrost, which is really far away from Peru. Or if you want to look for carbonized fossils, you would have to look near a coal mine. Petrified wood, it's rare. That would be one of the rarest, so I wouldn't look for that one. Now, when people are fossil hunting, they have to look for fossils, but they have to be careful not to get hurt themselves or end up in a dangerous place. Because, for example, if you are looking for a fossil near a mountain where there's rock, a rock could fall on you, so you have to be careful. And also, you have to be careful that you don't destroy the fossil by mistake. They are really delicate, and we don't want to destroy that record that God gave us. That's precious, and it tells you something about what Earth was like. Okay, that would be it, girls. Bye.